Okay, students, this is part 2 of notes 4.3, 4.4, and 4.5. We're going to go over some examples, but first what I wanted to do was just kind of summarize what we just went over. We want to prove that triangles are congruent, and instead of proving all 6 parts of one triangle are congruent to all 6 parts of another triangle, we cut it in half and just chose 3 parts. And what we did was we chose, first of all, 3 sides. So that was side, side, side. And we proved how we could use side, side, side congruence postulate. Or then we had 2 sides, a shortcut with 2 sides. And the shortcut we had with 2 sides was side, angle, side. And you may be asking yourself, well, why didn't she say side, side, angle? Why doesn't that work? Because that has 2 sides and an angle. Well, here, I'm going to show you why that doesn't work. I'm going to construct an angle, and to do that, I'm going to use my protractor with my straight edge. So I'm going to draw a segment here and draw a segment here. Okay, so here I am going to draw a 50-degree angle. So there is my 50-degree angle. And I want this side to be just 1 inch long. Actually, I'm going to make this one 2 inches long. So about right there. Okay, and this one, we're going to make this one 1 inch long. So, well, actually, let's make this one, how about 1.5? Let's see. 1.5, right? Would be about right there. Okay. So 1.5 would be about right there. So if I connect that side, this would be 2 inches, and this would be 1.5 inches, and this would be a 50-degree angle. Oh, there's something underneath making it not work there. Okay, so 50-degree angle. I can construct, this is an angle, side, side. I can construct another one with this angle and those 2 sides, but you'll see that they look very different. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my 50-degree angle. Here's my 50-degree angle. I'm just going to lightly draw that all the way out. Okay, then I'm going to mark off 2 inches. Okay, right there. So that's my side. That's my 2-inch side. And then I'm going to use this side, and at 1.5, right there, I'm going to put a mark right there, and that is my 1.5. But as you can see, they're not even the same shape. But they have angle, side, side. So that's why angle, side, side doesn't work. And an easy way to remember this is if you put this in alphabetical order, putting the A in front, oops, it's not a naughty word here. So we don't have those in math. So that's why we don't use it. Okay. Now we had 3 sides, then 2 sides, and now 1 side. Okay, and then the 1 side is where we had our angle, angle, side, and then we had an angle, side, angle, and in another combination you could put the S in front and put side, angle, angle, but that's the same thing as this one up here. So those are all the combinations that you can create. Okay, so now that you know why this doesn't work, let's go ahead and move on to our examples. Alright, the first set of examples is 4.3 here. And in your book it'll say, determine whether the congruent statement is true. And then I will ask you to explain why or why not. Take a look at what you're given. Here, check the congruent statement. Here I've got DF. DF is where it's marked with one hash mark. So from D to F, it's blue. So from H to J, it should also be blue. And it is because it also has one hash mark. Okay? Then FG, F to G, should match J to K. FG is 2, J to K is 2. Alright, and then the last one, we're talking from D to G here, and H to K. So D to G is 3, and H to K is 3. Okay, so since they all match, and we have proven that this side is congruent to this side, this one's congruent to this one, and this is congruent to this one, we can say that this is true, and this is by side, side, side congruence postulate. Alright, look at the next one. If you look at the next one, I don't have any angles marked at all. So if you look at these over here, I would not be able to use this one because it involves an angle, and I wouldn't be able to use these two because they involve angles. So those are off limits. Also, do you see a right angle anywhere? So that means I wouldn't be able to use HL either. So that's off limits. So I have to go with side, side, side. Now, if you look, this side is congruent to itself. Because they share this side, we can say that this is 9 for this triangle, and it's 9 for this triangle, so it's congruent. Then I've got this side over here, congruent to this side over here. But because this side here is 3, and this one over here is 4, doesn't work. So this is false. And it's because there are no congruent angles, and we only have 2 congruent sides. Alright, the next one. Which are the coordinates of the vertices of a triangle congruent to triangle PQR? Here's triangle PQR, and they're giving us a list of points here that they want us to graph. So I'm going to start with the first one, -3, 2, 2, 5, -1, -1. And when you connect these dots, you can tell that that's not really even the same shape. So you know that one's not it. Okay, and the next one, -2, -2 is here. -8, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then -9. Here, and then -8, -2 is here. Now that kind of looks like it's going to be the same shape, but we're going to have to do a little bit more investigation. Now it's going to, as you start graphing all of these on here, it's going to start getting congested. So what I suggest is that you start using color to match them. So this one A that we just said was not it, I'm going to color that one in yellow. Then this one here, this one's going to be in green. And then this one here, 9, -3, 9, -3, here, 9, 5, is here. 3, 5 is here. So this could be it too, because that looks similar. So I'm going to choose a different color to shade this one in. And then the last one, -7. So that's going to be here. And 7 is here. And then -2, 7, and -7, 1. All right. So there's 3 of them here that it could be because they are similar in shape. So I'm going to choose blue for this one. Okay. So we have to dig a little bit deeper. What we need to do is find out what is the length of the sides. So PQ, from P to Q, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 units. Going by this alone may not be enough, but let's take a look. This one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one has 8. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one has 6, so that could still be it. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one's 6. That could still be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one over here, this is 6. So that blue one could still be it as well. And let's just go ahead and number this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 7. Okay, so we have to go with the next one, QR. QR, how long is that one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's 5 units. So you know that you obviously want to pick the blue one. So the blue one is the right answer. Okay, next page. All right, here. What congruent statement is missing? You're given this one right here. BG is congruent to TX. Let's go ahead and mark that. BG is right here. TX is right here. Then you're given angle G is congruent to angle X. So here's G congruent to angle X. Now, we can prove these congruent several different ways. I can get another angle over here and call that angle side angle, or I could get another side, but it would have to be over here because remember, this side over this side doesn't really matter because that would be angle side side, and remember that doesn't work in math. So we have to dig a little deeper. That means we have to read some more. It says using side angle side. That's what they want us to use. So I'm going to choose a different color. Side angle side. They want a side, an included angle, and then another side. So they want that angle sandwiched between the two sides. So that means this side over here. So when I put here, I can either write IG, segment IG is congruent to segment EX, or I can switch the letters. I can put GI, but then I would have to switch these over here and put XE, because remember that the vertices have to match. Okay, same over here. Go ahead and mark what you're given. I have BI congruent to TE. Here's BI, here's TE. On this one, I have angles angle I and E are right angles. So here, these are right angles. So that's supposed to be a right angle, and this one's supposed to be a right angle. And then, what do I need? Okay, well, this one they want me to obviously use HL because they gave me a right angle, so they want me to use the hypotenuse. I already have one of the legs marked, so now which one is the hypotenuse? That's the one across from the right angle, so it has to be this one and this one. Okay, so I must write down BG congruent to TX, and again, I could switch those. I could call it GB, but then I would have to switch these to XT. So you don't have to write it both ways, just one way will work. Okay, moving those up. Alright, let's do another one. We have, mark what we're given, we've got BG, so here, BG and TX are congruent. Then we're going to mark our angles, G and X. Here's G, here's X. And so this time they want us to use angle, angle, side. Okay, so if I choose this angle over here, that means it's going to be angle, side, angle, because the side would be in between the two angles. So I can't choose that one. I want angle, angle, side. So choose this one over here. Okay, so that makes angle, angle, and the non-included side. See, the angles, the side is not in between the angles. So that's the one you want. So here, we would write angle I is congruent to angle E, or we could put, well, actually, if we were using 3 letters, we could switch those around, but since I only chose one, I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay, next. BI and TE. So here's BI, here's TE, and we also have our angles I and E. So here's I, here's E, and that's not enough information, so I have to read some more, and it says using angle, side, angle. Okay, so here's the other one I was just talking about. I want the side sandwiched in between the two angles. So here, if I choose this one over here, that's going to be angle, angle, side. And the side's not going to be between the two angles. So that means this time I have to choose this angle over here. So this time I write angle B is congruent to angle T. And I'm done. That's it for today, folks.